There have been a lot of reactions to this week's budget, especially obviously from the leader of the opposition, Kemi Badenoch. But today she's come out with a bit of a different kind of criticism to what you'd normally expect.
Yeah, so Kemi's been really fiery in her response, as we saw with her response to the budget on Wednesday. She really did pull no punches when she went in on Rachel Reeves. But today we've had a bit of a different line out of her. She's really focused on the welfare spending, which, as we've digested the budget and as we've looked into the figures a bit more, and as some of the stuff we're seeing from VOBR, it's really looking like a lot of these taxes were raised to fund for welfare spending. And this morning, Kemi said the higher welfare spending is unchristian. Now, it's not Kemi's first dabble in going a bit biblical. We saw actually a few months ago, I think it was a few weeks ago even, on, I want to say, it was 17th of November, she quoted St. Paul's advice to Timothy in the Bible as she argued, anyone who does not provide for their relatives and especially for their own household has denied the faith. Now, she's gone biblical again when pressed in an interview if the budget was unchristian. She said it could be argued that, and then she doubled down on the comments, saying the Christian tradition is about communities and families and charity, not about compulsory taxation in order to pay for welfare.
That's not the normal kind of back and forth you'd expect.
No, and it really goes to show how this sort of dynamic between Kemi, the Prime Minister, and now the Chancellor has really strayed from just the typical policy as we see at the dispatch box. It's gone a lot into feminism over the last few days. We've seen after the Chancellor did a few of her profiles where she said she was sick of the mansplaining, that's been something Kemi's really gone into. She said she was speaking to the Chancellor woman to woman in her response on Wednesday.
Yes, saw that.
And then just this morning she said the budget was damaging to feminism. She says we've now had two bad budgets delivered by a woman, and that didn't really set a good example. So it's really gone into the personal. Kemi's continued to double down on her comments. Reeves has tried to maybe not go back as directly in that line, but Kemi's really laser focused on this sort of line of attack.
Do you think we're now past the era of Alistair Campbell's "We Don't Do God"? Do you think we're back in the kind of theological political area in UK politics? It
was an interesting move, and I think that's the thing we get with Kemi. She does just pull no punches, and she'll say it. Like, she was asked relating to that comment about the advice with Timothy. She was asked about that again. She was asked if the budget was unchristian. She doubled down and then even went further. She's shown now she's not shying away from these sort of comments. She will pull no punches. She called the budget a budget for benefit streets on Wednesday, and I think this is really her line of attacking, and it seemed to have impressed a lot of the right wing and garnered a lot of favour with the Tories, who a couple of months ago were actually having questions about her as a leader. But it's if anything, this has actually strummed up a lot of affection for her, I'd say, on that side of the political aisle.